My daughter's doctor told me, your daughter is #1 on the transplant list. And then my son's doctor called and said, your son is #2. If the girl ahead of him gets the heart, he'll die. I stood there holding my phone, staring at the whitewashed hospital wall. Both of my children were dying. My 18-year-old daughter and my 14-year-old son. Both from different marriages. Both getting treated at different hospitals. Both needing a heart transplant. One compatible heart had just become available, but only one. So now I had to choose which one of my children would live and which one would die. They both had the same condition. Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. It's genetic. I gave it to both of them without even knowing I had it. My daughter was diagnosed 2 years ago. Her heart started failing immediately. My son was diagnosed around the same time, and his deteriorated just as fast. My daughter had also been in a wheelchair since she was 8. A car accident left her spinal cord severed. She would never walk again. But she was still the most upbeat, energetic, optimistic ball of sunshine I'd ever met. She did gymnastics, art. She had a boyfriend who didn't care that she was in a wheelchair, and they'd bought promise rings for each other. My son, on the other hand, was quiet. He'd been bullied in school since he was young, but he had dreams of going to space, of walking on the moon. I met with my daughter's medical team first. The doctor didn't sugarcoat the truth. We need to operate within 24 hours, they said. If we don't, today's sunset will be the last she'll ever see. I cried in the bathroom, then drove across town to my son's hospital. His doctor said almost the same thing verbatim. If he doesn't get a heart now, there won't be another one in time. I walked into his room where he was sleeping, hooked on machines. My wife was in there too, crying and holding his hand. You can't let our boy die. You can't. I'll never forgive you. I didn't say much to her, just kissed her forehead and walked out. I got in my car and broke down. How was I expected to make this choice? There's no adult manual that prepares you for this. I drove to my daughter's hospital where my darling was waiting for me in her bed, awake. She knew what was happening. Both of the kids did. They'd been video calling each other for months, getting really close during all of this. I remember joining them on these calls, talking about how after all of this, the three of us would go on holiday to Spain. They were so excited for that. Now Spain would never happen. My daughter's surgery was scheduled in 6 hours. 6 hours to make my decision. I sat down next to her and put my arm around her, trying to be strong for her. She was quiet the whole time, just staring out the window. Then she turned to me. Dad, she said. What, sweetheart? I could hear her choke up. I want to. Her eyes welled with tears. I want to give the heart to him. My stomach sank. I spoke without thinking. What? No, absolutely not. My daughter's eyes locked onto mine. He's your child too, Dad, which means he's my younger brother. And unlike me, he can run. He can play sports. He can do things I can't. Stop. My voice came out harder than I meant. Your life is valuable. You can't choose this. Her eyes filled with tears. Dad, I can't even walk. If I live, what kind of life am I going to have? I stared at her in shock. A full life. I was almost yelling through my tears. You're smart, talented. You have everything ahead of you. She shook her head. No, I'm tired of being broken, Dad. She was crying. Let me do this one thing that actually matters. I stammered. What about your boyfriend? Think of him. I have, Dad. That's the sad part. I've thought of everyone. She reached out and pulled my phone out of pocket, called my son on video. When his mom answered, she asked her to give the phone to him. Hey, Ronnie, I want you to have the heart. He paused for a moment, didn't celebrate, just quietly asked, but what about you? My daughter responded, that doesn't matter. What matters is that you and Dad will get to go to Spain. Silence from Ronnie. Then he lost it, started sobbing on the spot. I don't want it if you have to die. No big sis. No! My daughter looked at him on the screen, both of them crying. You can live the life I never got to live, she said. Please. My son was shaking his head over and over, but she just smiled at him, even though she was crying. When the doctors walked in, she told them she was refusing the transplant. I was beside her, holding her hand. They made sure she understood. You know what this means? Yes. Give it to my brother. I tried everything one last time. I begged. Dad, she looked at me. This is my choice, not yours. The doctors couldn't force her to take the heart. It was her legal right to refuse it. The heart got reallocated to my son. His transplant happened that night. I stayed with my daughter, watching her get weaker over the next 3 days. She was so calm about it, like she'd made peace with dying. Is he okay? She asked me on the second day. I could barely get the words out. He's going to make it because of you. She smiled. A real smile. Good. Tell him to walk to the moon for me. She died on the third day, Ronnie and I holding each of her hands.